All right, everybody, welcome to Friday. Fridays don't really matter anymore, huh? When you're home every day, it's not that big of a deal, but still fun to know the days. All right, get out the guitar. I totally forgot to tune up, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, not a tune. Close enough. Yay, all right. Just one string was kind of out of tune. All right, a little song with the silly names if you had one, which some people did, some people didn't. And a one, and a two, and a. Hello, everybody. So glad to see you. Hello, everybody. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to Lewin. So glad to see you. Hello to Silly Banana with a silly head. So glad to see you too. Hello to Hikaru. So glad to see you. Hello to Striped Unicorn. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to Shy. Oh, I forgot to ask Shy. Maybe Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker. Or Seapod, maybe. So glad to see you. Hello to Chicken House of Farm. Sneeva, so glad to see you too. Hello to Henry. So Henry put up his name as 12345678990 dash slash PRQ something. So glad to see you. Hello to did I go through everybody already? Yes, I did. Did I say Hikaru? I think I did. To Hikaru, we're so glad to see you too. Hello to Elliot, so glad to see you. Hello to Abby, we're so glad to see you too. Hello to Izumi, so glad to see you. Hello to the chickens, I'm so glad to see you too. Hello, everybody, so glad to see you. Hello, everybody. We're so glad to see you. It's really hard for me to hit that high note, guys. I don't know why I keep trying it, just for funsies, I guess. But I always crack it there for yeah. High C is not so easy for me. All right, here we go. I got different books today. Which one should I read first? Which one first? Ugh, I know Josie doesn't like the long ones, but I do have a long one today, and it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll start with a. This one's kind of long too. This won't be so bad. I'll start with a classic, Curious George. You guys know this guy, right? The monkey seems to always kind of sort of get in trouble a little bit, but then everything works out fine. So it's let's see, Margaret and H.A. Ray's. Oh, oh, I see. Curious George and the Puppies. This one's illustrated in the style of H.A. Ray by Vipa Interactive. What? I think a computer did it or something. That's weird. I didn't know about this. Anyway. And this book was given to us so long ago. I don't even know this child. This was before I started being at the school with my own kids. Brooks Harris gave us this book in 2003. That was 17 years ago. So this person's like a grown up now. Oh, well, an adult past 18. Anyway, here's the beginning of the book. Starts like this. This is George. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. I think they all start out like that. One day, George went for a walk with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. There he is. Can't see his face, but he's got the yellow suit on. When they sat down to rest, they noticed a tiny kitten peeking out from under a bush. The kitten looked frightened. Perhaps she is lost, said the man with the yellow hat. Together, he and George searched the park for the little kitten's owner. But the kitten was all alone. They couldn't find anybody that knew who owned the kitten. This kitten is too young to be on her own, the man said. We should take her to the animal shelter where they can care for her and find her a home. So George and the kitten and the man with the yellow hat drove to the animal shelter. So they're going to take it to the place where I don't know if I would take it there. Why don't they just take it home? You know? Maybe the man with the yellow hat doesn't want a kitten. Who knows? The director of the shelter was glad to see them. It was good of you to bring the kitten here, she said. We'll be happy to take care of her. George gave the kitten to the director. Then he and the man with the yellow hat walked out inside. Come in, the director said, but watch your step. Watch where you step. We have a large litter of puppies, and one has gotten out of his cage. We're still looking for him, so please be careful. She closed the door quickly behind him. So they're coming in to visit, I guess, and she says, watch out for the puppy that we can't find. George had never been to an animal shelter before. Animals of all kinds were being cared for here. George saw bunnies and cats and turtles and guinea pigs. He even saw a snake, but he didn't see any puppies. Oh my gosh, there's a raccoon. Do you see that raccoon there? And a turtle. They said turtles. And some bunnies. Yep. No puppies, though. George, I need to sign some papers, said the man with the yellow hat. Please stay here and don't be too curious. Oh, this is when things always happens, when the man with the yellow hat leaves him alone. Just as the man with the yellow hat had left the room, George heard barking. Maybe it was the puppies. So where was it coming from? George was curious. He followed the barking noises, and it looks like it's coming out of this door right here. See those little lines? Bark, bark, bark. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. He followed the noises and ... found a room full of dogs. There were yellow dogs, spotted dogs, sleek dogs, fluffy dogs. There were quiet dogs and yappy dogs, and even a dog without a tail. But where were the puppies? He's not seeing puppies. Then George saw a little wagging tail right there. See that tail right there? Just barely poking above the wall. Then he saw another little wagging tail. And then he saw another little wagging tail, and there's all the puppies. George found them. He's very excited. Once George saw the puppies, he could not take his eyes off of them. He had to pet one. Here was a puppy, and the puppy liked George. So he saw one that's sort of more friendly, and they're heading through the cage. George wanted to hold the puppy. Uh-oh, here's where it happens. George wanted to hold the puppy. Slowly, he opened the door. Ugh, what's going to happen when you open the door for puppies? They're going to run out, right? Before George could even reach the puppy, the mother dog pushed the door open and was off like a shot. George tried to close the door after her, but the puppies were too fast. There was nothing George could do. All the dogs are getting out. Ah! Puppies were everywhere. Puppies hid under the desk. Puppies barked at the bunnies. One puppy played with a telephone cord, and another one climbed on top of the cage to watch the others get into mischief. Soon all the dogs were barking. The cats were meowing, and the bunnies rustled into the corner of their cage. Oh my gosh, the puppies are doing what puppies do, going a little cuckoo, all running all over the place. Oh no, cried the director as she and the man with the yellow hat rushed into the room. Now all the puppies are out. The man with the yellow hat helped the director gather up the puppies and put them safely back in their cage. Soon all the animals settled down and were quiet again. So they got them all back. That was fast. Only happened in one page. Except for one who was still barking. They can hear, roof, roof, roof. It was the mother dog. What was she barking at? There's nothing there but a door. Oh, I think that's where the missing puppy might be. There must be something on the other side, thought George. And he opened the door. ... And it was the missing puppy. Yay! Everyone was happy to finally find the puppy. The director scooped him up and said, George, you certainly caused a ruckus. That means like sort of a mess. But if you hadn't let the puppies out, we might still be searching for this little one. So you actually helped us find the missing puppy. Then she gave the puppies and their mother a snack. These puppies are now big enough to go live with families who'll take care of them, she said. Do you want to take one home with you, George? Oh, she's trying to get him to take a dog. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, guys. Someone's trying to get in. Oh, I didn't notice that. That was bad. Sorry, Isabella and Sophia. I didn't see you trying to get in for a while. Hi, guys. And George did take a puppy home, and that's the one that was friendly in the beginning. So it all worked out, just like every Curious George story, right? It always works out for him, which is cool. All right, next book. This is kind of a long one. Sorry, Josie, but I like the long ones because, I don't know, I usually don't get to read them. And this one's called A Butterfly Tale, and I'm pretty sure I went through it a little bit. I didn't read the whole thing before I started today, but I read part of it, and it's like, it's got Hawaiian stuff in it. And I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii or heard about Hawaii. It's these islands on the Pacific Ocean, and they're really into this thing.
I have something to tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
Can we have the other half so we don't have to start all over again? That would take forever to finish.
I'm sorry, what did you say? The other half of what?
The other half of the book so we don't have to do it over and over again.
I'm not going to do it over. I'm just going to read it from the beginning to the end. I'm not going to do
That's
it
going
over.
to take all day.
No, it won't take all day, sweetie. It would take less, probably 10 minutes, I'd guess. I'd guess about 10 minutes. It's not going to be so bad. It's a cool story. Anyway, it's got this thing that they talk about called aloha, which is, it's an idea that they have in Hawaii of how to treat each other. It's pretty cool. You'll see. All right, A Butterfly Tale. Written by, where's the, oh my goodness, did they not say? What the heck? It doesn't say who wrote it. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was written by Jennifer Fixman and Lynn Wyckoff, and then the drawings were done by Christy Petosa Siegel. And this one is another book that was a, what do you call it? A gift from us, from a kid on their birthday to the school. And this one, Aurora gave it to us. Her name, everybody called her Rory, and I do remember that child. And she's old now too. I think she's like 17 or 18 maybe. She's pretty old. All right, here we go. It starts like this. In a Hawaiian forest, 3 tiny eggs rested on 3 Hawaiian leaves. One egg rested on a koa leaf, and one was on a lualele. I think, did I say that right? Laulele. And one lay on a mamaki. Oh, wow, all different kinds of plants with cool Hawaiian names. I like Hawaiian names. So here's 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs. They're all different sort of colors and sizes, too. After nearly a week, the 3 eggs began to crack. Then, poof, they hatched, and out crawled 3 tiny caterpillars. So many delicious koa leaves, said the koa caterpillar. Smart caterpillars eat laulele leaves, said the monarch caterpillar. Everyone knows they're the best. You're both wrong, said Lepe Ohina caterpillar. Just looking at these mamaki or meimaki leaves makes my mouth water. Oh, so they're all different kinds of caterpillars, and they like to eat different kinds of leaves. And they're already sort of arguing over what is the best kind, right? I think they start arguing for a while. The caterpillars argued for hours and hours about which leaves were the best until a lovely butterfly fluttered by. What's all the fuss? Pule lehua, butterfly said. Pule lehua, those are cool words. I love Hawaiian words. Those other caterpillars want to eat the wrong plant, said Koa. Tell them to eat koa leaves. No, said Monarch. Laulele leaves are the best, tastiest meals. No, said Lepe Ohina. We should all eat meimaki leaves. So they're still arguing. And here's the butterfly saying, don't worry, everyone eats different things, right? Pulelehua shook her head. The birds are going to hear you arguing. Then they'll know where you are. Because you know what birds eat sometimes, right? Caterpillars. Good, then they will agree with me, said Koa. Pulelehua shook her head again. No, their mouths will water. Then you'll find out what a tasty meal really is. You're going to get eaten by a bird, she's saying. The caterpillars did not want to be a bird's dinner, but they kept arguing anyway. They talked and yelled and screamed, and not one of them listened. They're still being loud, and I guess the birds could hear him. The birds are closer than ever, Pulalehua said. Only the spirit of Aloha can save you now. What do you mean? Said Monarch. But Pulalehua was gone. The caterpillars' empty tummies grumbled, and the birds came closer. Oh, how come the caterpillars' tummies are empty? All the leaves are right there. I don't know why they're not eating them. Maybe because they're talking so much? They shook their heads sadly. I guess we'll have to figure it out for ourselves, said Koa. Whatever aloha means, they don't even know yet. The caterpillars were quiet. They thought about being right and about the birds nearby, but most of all, they thought about friendship. Then there was a rustle in a nearby tree. Was that a bird? Said Koa. I think it was, said Lepe Ohina. We're in big trouble now, said Monarch. Maybe we should stop arguing and each eat our own favorite leaves. Oh, and it is a bird, because if you see up here, that sort of looks like branches, but I think it's claws, bird claws. You know, the feet of a bird with the. That idea makes my heart feel warm, said Koa. This feeling is better than the feeling of fighting. My heart feels warm too, said Monarch. Friendship is more important than being right. Oh, so they're already feeling better? Wait a minute, that was fast, huh? So they just stopped arguing and they ate their own leaves and they felt better. Um, Now we are thinking with our hearts, said Lepe Ohina. That must be what Pulelehua meant by the spirit of aloha. The caterpillars enjoyed the quiet company of friends as they each ate their own favorite leaves. They ate and they ate and they ate, and as they grew bigger and bigger, their friendship grew too. So now they're buddies. They're not going to argue over food anymore. They're just going to eat their own leaves and, get along. When their skins became too small, they crawled out of their old skins and grew new skins. Whee! The caterpillars called to each other. Pulelehua smiled as she landed on a nearby flower. I see in your hearts that you are learning the spirit of aloha, she said. When we live with aloha, beautiful things happen. The caterpillars yawned as they smiled back at Pulelehua. Then they turned upside down on their favorite branches and went to sleep. And as they slept, hard cases formed around their bodies. The chrysalis, right? Or some people call it cocoon. They weren't caterpillars anymore. Each one had become a chrysalis. After hanging upside down for nearly 2 weeks, the chrysalises began to shake. They shook and shook until their cases opened. And you know what happens after that, right, guys? Bam! They turned into butterflies, right? Each one's a different one. That's a monarch, I believe. Ooh, I don't know what kind these two are. We'll see. Out came three beautiful butterflies. The new butterflies stretched out their wings. Then they practiced flying. Look at all the beautiful flowers, said Koa Butterfly. All kinds, said Monarch Butterfly. Let's all drink nectar from our favorite, said Lepe Ohina Butterfly. Wait, what is all that noise, said Monarch Butterfly. Oh, they hear some noise. Huh, which one's which? I think we can figure it out. Nah, I don't think I can, actually. I'll have to look in a book. I don't know what kind of butterfly that is right here. I don't know if this is a Lepe Ohina or this one. The friends looked around and saw three brand new caterpillars. I know which leaves are the best to eat, said one of the caterpillars. No, I do, said each of the other caterpillars. Young caterpillar, said Koa Butterfly. You need the spirit of aloha to survive in the forest. Aloha, said the little caterpillars. Yes, said Monarch. Think with your heart and you will understand aloha. Lepe Ohina Butterfly smiled. When we live with aloha, beautiful things happen. Wait, what? That's a Lepe Ohina? I'm pretty sure that's a monarch. Oh, maybe I'm kidding. I'm not sure about that. Oh, and that's the end. This is about. I thought I was gonna explain aloha a little better, but no. I know aloha, when they talk about it in Hawaii, it's like breathing. My breath is your breath, and we're all together, like in this together kind of a thing. So it is basically like being friends and trying to understand each other with like knowing that people are different and stuff. Wow, that was quick. See, that wasn't that long, right, Josie? It wasn't so long. Didn't take all day because I have more time for another book. What? Oh shoot, I should have. Oh no, I have a couple more over there. Okay, yeah, this one, this one's very short.
I have a question.
What
Is
is
it
it?
short or long?
I just said it was short. You didn't hear me? I said this one's
Oh,
short. This one's very short, so I might actually have extra time after this. We'll see. It's called My Friend Rabbit, and it's one of those books that some pages don't even have words on them. No words. So that's going to be fast, right? All right, let's see who wrote this book. My Friend Rabbit, written by Eric Roman. And I guess that was the only person that they said worked on this book, so he must have done the drawings and the words. Let's see how it starts. My friend Rabbit means well, but whatever he does and wherever he goes, oh, look, he's going to help his friend, the mouse, fly in a plane, and he throws it in the air, but the mouse already fell out. Anyway, wherever he goes and whatever he does, trouble follows. Like he tried to fly his friend, and his friend already fell out, and the plane went, landed in a tree, got stuck in a tree. Oh, man, that's the worst, right? How do you get a plane out of a tree? You need a launch stick. So, but the rabbit says, not to worry, mouse. I've got an idea. So the mouse is upset because his plane crashed in a tree and they can't get it back. But the rabbit's going to go do something. So here's the mouse, and he's looking over at the rabbit who's pulling on something. And I don't know if you could tell what that is, but it's a tail of some kind of an animal. Anybody know? Elephant. Bam! Big old elephant, takes up 2 pages. So let's see. The mouse is
Gilbert, you know what? I love elephants. They're my favorite animal.
good. That's awesome. It's in this book. And so here's the mouse on an elephant leg, and the rabbit's going somewhere else. Guess someone else, I think. And the rabbit comes back with a rhino. What? What is his plan? Is he going to have these animals just bash the...
I really like rhinos that much. They're really loud and chargy.
Yeah.
So chargy. I don't really like that.
Then she came back, and I don't know if the rabbit is a boy or girl, but I'll call it a girl. She came back, and carrying a hippopotamus. That is one strong rabbit. Hippopotamus weigh a lot. So anyway, she brings a hippo. So she's bringing all these really big animals. Then she brings a reindeer. Then she brings an alligator. Then she brings a bear. And then she brings a goose. I think it's a goose or duck. I think long neck is usually goose. So she's bringing a lot of animals. And then
I have something to tell you.
this is one of those.
Actually, I have something to tell you.
Okay,
that
Josie.
that swans have long necks.
Yes, they do.
And gooses.
Yes, they do.
Both
and ostriches. Ostriches have long necks too.
And there's another thing that has a long neck.
Emus is another one.
I have another animal that has the longest neck.
Now check this out. This is one of those books that's sideways. It's so big of a picture, they couldn't fit it in the book, so they had to make it like this. Ding, 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 bing. See what I'm saying? So, I can't even fit it in the picture. There's elephant on the bottom, rhino on elephant, reindeer on the rhino. Oh, and the goose is down there, but you can't really see it because of the...
I have to tell you this.
I know, Josie, I got to keep going with the book, though, darling. Goose is getting squished.
It has a long neck.
What does?
A giraffe.
Giraffes do too. And let's see, reindeer, bear, hippo on top of that, alligator on top of that. And then the rabbit is on top of the alligator, and the squirrel is getting held by the rabbit, and they're almost able to reach the plane. Is right there. Oh dear, I got lost. Okay, here we go. So rabbit held squirrel and squirrel held me. Oh, me, the mouse is telling the story. Interesting. Held the mouse, but then, oh, look how close they are. Almost touching the wing, but then, they slipped and everybody's falling. But the mouse is holding on to the edge of the wing there. But all these animals are falling, right? Something must have happened with the pile. Oh, and all the baby gooses or goslings, I guess you call them, are running around saying, watch out from above. Look, there's no words in this picture, so you just have to figure out what's going on just by looking at the picture. Oh, and here comes all the animals. They're all landing, falling down on the ground from being in the high pile. They crashed, right? Ooh. The animals were not happy. They're looking at the rabbit like, why did you make us get stacked up and fall like that? That was hurt my body. And the rabbit's kind of like, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get a plane. But rabbit means well. Oh, and it looked like the mouse. You remember how the mouse was hanging on to the what do you call it? The wing? Where is it? Like, see how the mouse was hanging on to the wing? I guess he climbed up and he got into the plane because now he's flying the plane and he goes and he saves the rabbit. He swoops down and he catches the rabbit and the rabbit is grabbing onto the back tail and they're flying away. And he is my friend, says the mouse. Even if whatever he does, and the rabbit says, thank you, mouse. Rabbit, stop hugging me, says the mouse. I can't see. And wherever he goes, she says, I can't see, I can't see. Trouble follows. Oh, they're going to crash again, I think. Not to worry, mouse. I've got an idea. Oh, they crashed right back into the same tree again because she was holding on to her friend the mouse and covered her eyeballs and she couldn't see where she was going. Stuck in a tree. And guess what? That's how it ends. Boop. So what's the idea this time? Watch out, darling. What's the idea this time? How did they get down this time? I don't know. They probably don't stack animals again because I don't think the animals would go for that. They'd say, no, that hurt last time.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Josie.
This is crazy. Everyone can know. Some people don't even have masks on.
I know. What are you talking about? At this house right now? At where I am? Or where are you talking about?
I mean at the desert. I even like Big Josh. Big Josh and
I know. You're
like
really
up and downs on the
mask.
road, and I even like Big Josh.
Yeah, you're really supposed to wear a mask just to be safe. It's more for safety for other
people. And you know what? My grandma took the gloves off Big Josh.
She took the gloves off Big Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, Big Josh, is that like a statue or something?
Yeah, it's a statue of a cowboy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Joshua Tree.
Oh, okay, cool. So, guys, I do think I have time for an extra song. Do you guys want to do, like, maybe, do you want to try that bingo song again? Do you know that one, the clapping song?
Bingo. And I have another idea. And then when we go, we can do a clap, and then we can go from a different letter and then put one out of the name.
That's what we do in bingo. You clap one time for each letter, but one letter at a time. Like first it's one clap, then it's two claps, then it's three claps. And then at the end, it'll be 5 claps because bingo is a 5-letter word. B-I-N-G-O. It's 5 letters. Right? You guys want to try that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Get ready to clap, guys.
I'm unmuted.
Yeah, I tried to unmute everybody. I asked everybody to unmute, but the only person unmuted or not unmuted is Franny. Franny, you got to ask your mom to unmute you if you can. You don't have to. Here we go. Bingo. Are you guys ready? There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, now here comes the clapping. Ready? There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Already one clap. I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, this time 2 claps. NGO. NGO. NGO, and bingo was his name. Oh, now the next time is going to be 3 claps.
I know.
The farmer had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh, G-O. Oh, G-O. G-O, and bingo was his name. Oh, next time, 3 claps. There was a farmer had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and bingo was his name. Oh, now last time, all claps. There was a farmer had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh. And bingo was his name. Oh. Very good, guys. We're getting.
You know what? That's on my ABC mouse. That's
What about
on
your
my
mouse?
ABC mouse.
Okay.
On my ABC mouse, that song is on there.
All right, guys. I think we're about ready. Who's hitting the high notes? It sounds good over there. Whoever's doing that. All right, guys. I think it's time for the goodbye song. We're already. We hit our 40-minute limit. So, I'm gonna sing it, and I think I'll have to goodbye after this.
Color song for
All right, here we go.
pretty boring.
La 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 la.
Oh,
Well, goodbye, Goodbye, we'll see you.
Always make
Goodbye, Josie.
That's you.
Goodbye, Josie. Goodbye, Josie. We'll see you, Josie. Goodbye, Hikaru. Goodbye, Hikaru. Goodbye, Hikaru. We'll see you, Josie. Goodbye, Franny. Goodbye, Franny. Goodbye, Franny. Goodbye, Shy. Goodbye, Shy. Goodbye, Goodbye, Lisa. Goodbye, Lisa. Goodbye, Lisa. Goodbye, Sophia. Goodbye, Sophia. Goodbye, Sophia. Goodbye, all right, I made it. I didn't get cut off. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks so much for coming. I love you all. Hugs and miss you, miss you, miss you. Kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hope you have fun the rest of the day. Try to get outside. I'll see you on Monday. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye, guys.